Hello everyone, my name is Chris Morris and this is the Advanced Training Series. This is going to be lesson 14. It's about state tags. So we're going to go over what the purpose of a state tag is, and then I'm going to show you how to create a state tag. So the purpose of a state tag is to return an integer that identifies whether an alarm is set, acknowledged, or cleared. You can also create a state tag for a process and basically tell you if it started or stopped. So each one of those states has a value. So a set alarm has a value of 1, an acknowledged alarm has a value of 2, and a cleared alarm has a value of 0. So when you do a process, you basically get a 1 for started or a 0 where it's not started or stopped. Generally tags, we use those in color conditions for cells on a panel. There's a video that talks about how to set those up, but for our purposes here, we're just going to talk about state tags and setting them up. So what you do is go ahead and open up VT3000. Go ahead and open up the VP4 panel software. When you're on this home page here, click the panels. To create a state tag, you need to use either a combo panel, performance panel, or an add-on panel. Any of those will allow you to create a state tag. I'm going to use a performance panel here. So give your panel a name. And we're going to go to tags. Then here you just hit to add a tag. So we're just going to do the production state. I use capital letters in mine. You can use lowercase. Just when you have a space, always use the underscore. So I have to give it a name. Functionality is state. And as you can see here, only monitor points, the only thing you can do. Your data source is the device. So I have a device set up for this purposes here. It's got alarms and the production on it. So we select that. And then we select the monitoring point, so we want to know what the state of the production is. And it's always an integer that gets returned. So we could add another one here. So I've got a supervisor one here. Functionality is state. Monitoring point, it's that PSM I set up. And supervisor. You can keep in mind, like, this device is only showing PSMs and a switch contact module, but it can be any module that has an alarm. PSC, TEM, PSM, PC input module, anything that has an alarm you can set up a state tag for. So as you can see, I have those here. So basic layout would be add another row, add a column. The first column will be so you can label it. So production state. And then supervisor state. So then the next thing you do is go over to the cell across from that, and you're going to select that tag that we made. So we want the production state tag, and then do the same thing for supervisor state tag, and then you would just save and exit. So I've created a panel here. I'll show you what it looks like. I basically created a tag for all of my alarms and the production, and then I made cells here that have the names of each one of the states, and then the tags are all here. So if we view that panel, you'll see here I got production state, supervisor state, maintenance state, and materials. So basically what it's telling us is production is started because it's a 1. We got a supervisor alarm that's been set because that's a 1. We have a maintenance alarm that's been acknowledged, and then a materials alarm that has not been set yet. So I've got a virtual module here for you to see. So as you can see, production is indeed started. That's a 1. Supervisor, as you can see, has just been set because it hasn't been acknowledged yet. That maintenance alarm has been acknowledged, so therefore it's a 2. And our materials has not been set yet, so it's a 0. So if we were to set the materials alarm, we can watch this switch to a 1. It's a 1 now, so then here's the materials alarm, and if we acknowledge it, we'll watch that, and it'll turn over to a 2. And then if we clear that materials alarm, it'll go back to a 0. And that'll do it for state tags. Back over to our PowerPoint. So Basically, we went over what the purpose of a state tag is. We're getting the set, acknowledged, or cleared status of an alarm, whether a process is started or not. And then we created the tag, basically gave it a name, selected the functionality, the data source, which was the device and the monitoring point, and then our result was a integer. Practical application, set up a state tag for an alarm, set up a state tag for a process, put them in a panel just like I showed you here, so you can kind of see how that works. Here's an overview of the virtual panels software. This page is dedicated to the state tag, explains everything we went over. And this is the tags page that shows all the different tags that you have. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope you have a great day.